Hey everyone, so this is going to be the coding video for how to do the rock, paper, scissors rules. So I've already started a little bit, but here's basically how it's going to end up going. You're going to have comments up here for your name and your assignment, which is what he just always expects. And then you start with include IOStream, which like we always do in using namespace std. So for those of you that don't know, the using namespace std is for when if you did not have that every single time you put a command, you'd have to do this. So to prevent that, because it just is repetitive and it's just not needed, we use the namespace that we don't have to do this. Anyway, if we look at the rock, paper, scissors rules, we need to get our console, which is the black piece at the bottom after you click run, to look exactly like this. So to get there, what we need to do is start with cout of the line up here, which is what we have. I do not need this one. After that, you're going to start with your other lines. But each of these has their own individual line. So instead of having it just all as one quotation right here, you need to use this end L right there, which will end the line. So rock is 1. Well, we'll put rock equals 1. And we're going to make sure the quotation is ended. Out operator, end line, semicolon. Also at the bottom, have a return 0, because that's what you need every single time. Exit the console. So now we have this. So if we run this, as you can see, it's exactly like how he wants it. Then we're going to repeat this. And we can actually just end up copying it if need be and you don't want to type it. Now that we have this, we run it again just to make sure it works. We should get the exact same thing that is on Plance's assignment. Perfect. Okay. So now we need to end up having, there's a space right here if you can see where my cursor is. So to get that space, what we're going to have to do is cout, the out operator, but we're not going to have anything in a quotation, so literally just end L semicolon. So now there's going to be a space right here before we have our enter your choice. Make sure to leave a space so that when you type it in, your user does not get confused with why your input is right next to the colon. And then you're going to need cin, and then whatever you chose for your entered number. So I just, entered variable, so I just use num. Now we get to the part where you actually need to do more than just cout is this. So what we're going to do for mine is we are going to do if-else statements. So if num is equal to, which is 2 equal signs, not 1, otherwise you're just going to get constantly the first if, found that out the hard way, but you need 2 of them, and it's equal to 1, what you're going to get is a cout of your choice is rock. So there's other ways of doing this. You don't have to do it just this way, but I found that this is the best way for other people to understand, and it just works. There's no reason why you can't use this version. However, the problem with this version is that your else is going to be ginormous, because if it's not this one, it has to be the second one. If it's not the second one, it has to be the third one. And if it's not the third one, you have to have your own separate else, which can be annoying. However, it's a lot easier to follow. So now, if it's not 1, it's going to be if space. Forgot about that. When you're going to be coding in real life situations, you need to be careful that you try to make your entire code look professional as possible in the console. The reason why you do this is because you want your user to recognize that you do know what you're doing. Sure, you can have it so that it just is all one line of code and that it doesn't need anything special. However, when you do that, you kind of look like an idiot. And to an employer, that's not what you want. So your best bet is to just make sure everything is capitalized and make sure that everything is exactly the way that it should be if you were having a professional assignment, just for your own safety. Good habit to get into. Here we get to where we need to have our last else statement. And this one is not going to be like the other ones. This one, we're just going to say cout error entered value acceptable. Okay. So, try semicolons on these. There. So now, in theory, this should work. So now we're going to test it. There we go. Good. This works. Let's try 1. Let's rock. Perfect. Okay, let's try running it again. We're going to try 2. Paper. Perfect. Now we're going to try it 2 more times with 3. And then now we're going to try, let's say 8, which is a value that it's not supposed to have. There. So now we know that this works. It's exactly how Plant spotted it. He wanted it. So, I mean, sure, mine looks a little bit different with the C outs, but if you need to get it to be absolutely the same as his, just change these C outs and then you're going to get in there. Okay? Thank you very much for watching.